What's up, guys? It's your boy Jamaica here, coming at you with another tournament recap. Season 7 and Week 2. The Monday tournament was won by Treek22 with Bant Turbofog. Yes, Bant Turbofog. So, Space's Tutelage was one of the more hyped up cards coming into the season. And people have been trying to build, just straight Tutelage decks with just, a bunch of card draw. I've seen, blue-red versions. The same thing goes for Turbofog. People are trying to build these Turbofog decks also with Tutelage. But no one's really gotten to make it work. But Treek's coming out with a new sort of tech to it. With a little combo of Compost and Glamour Die. But let's just talk about the deck. We'll just get to that in a second. But first the fogs. There are 10 fogs. Not really turbo foggy, but enough fogs to really do the job. Actual fog, the best one. Because is it the best one really? It is the cheapest, but it's good. Lull, which is actually a new card. It does cycle when you don't need the fog, so it's pretty good. And then there's Tangle, which taps the attacking creatures for a turn. So it's like a double fog in a weird way. Compost Glamour Die. Well, here we go. Here, why is there a sideboard card in the main deck? Why is this happening? Well, with Compost, every black card when you goes the black card goes to opponent's graveyard from anywhere, you draw a card. That's cool, and that triggers a Tutelage because whenever you draw a card, that goes. So that kind of combos with each other. What if they're not playing black? What do you do then? Well, then there's Glamour Die here, which changes basically the color text of a permanent. So you can change the Compost card from a black card, playing a green deck, playing a green card, playing red, play red. A monocolor deck will pretty much almost lose on the spot to Glamour Die Compost. And the funny about Glamour Die is it's retrace, so you can discard it in some weird way with some of your discard spells, but it just keeps coming back. You don't need to wait for the Glamour Die. It just hangs out in the graveyard for you. We actually witnessed a turn 4 kill on turn 2 Compost, turn 3 Tutelage, turn 4 Glamour Die on the upkeep, and then the opponent just died. He might have died. I don't know. He just conceded, but who knows? That's silly, Once this thing kind of goes, it's just luck of the draw at that point. Sometimes you can mill a land and an artifact or whatever, but a lot of colors or a lot of decks just 2 colors, So that could really be the difference maker. And if you get 2 Composts out, you can just name the 2 colors that your deck is. That's just pretty ridiculous. It's a weird, funny chain that's kind of reliant. It's kind of luck dependent, but mostly deck dependent. If I think people have to think differently about how they build their decks. The monocolor decks are the easiest prey for this sort of strategy, but the 2 to 3 color decks, it could be okay. Bounty of the Luxa, fun little Simic card, either ramps you or draws you an extra card. It's just a good fit in here. I think it lets you accelerate really fast and just lets you get more card advantage, a little more mana, ramping, whatever. The white in here is for some super hater cards, Sphere of Law and Light of Day. And like I said, with Glamour Die, you get a little more use out of them. Maybe they're a red deck. Well, first of all, Sphere is already good against red deck, but you can just shut down the creatures too, all automatically. What if they're a black deck? Yeah, Light of Day is good, but then you can completely shut them out of just doing damage with the Sphere of Law on black. And there's other colors. Maybe there's a green deck, and then you just nug them with that. It's really funny. It's really funny that you can play these kind of specific cards against them and just Glamour Die them to just make them what you need to be. The card drawing here, Careful Consideration, Anticipate, Treasure Cruise, all just sort of just sick blue cards that just dig into Sphinx's Tutelage, Compost, Glamour Die combo, which is really the only way the deck is going to win. There's no actually other kill condition here, so if you're looking to combat this deck, I think enchant removal is pretty good. And just sort of having a gameplay that doesn't revolve solely on combat. We saw in the finals, which is actually recorded. If you go to the Astral Slide playlist that I put on the top 8, you can see the whole. You can see Treek just go at it on some people, but it was a pretty interesting top 8. It's really interesting. Did a little commentary if you want to check that out. Sideboard, I think this is where the white really comes into play here. Blue and green aren't the best sideboard colors. And also it's extra wrath against those really aggressive creature decks. More Sphere of Laws and Light of Day. I think Burn is actually a harder matchup because you can't really fog the Burn, and you don't really want to be holding a man to counter it. So I think Sphere of Law is more of a hedge against that. Forsake the Worldy against just other like permanents. I'm not sure what kind of enchantments are really. Maybe the mirror, the 6 Tutelage mirror. Sure, that'd be interesting. Basic surgery probably against like thought hemorrhage or other memorial site type effects. There's not very many. Lobotomy, thought hemorrhage. Those are all sorceries, so we'll hedge against that. Next are naturalize. I'm not sure why Forsake the World is here. You just have naturalize for your green, your base green. But oh well. And a Sentinel Totem, just the token sort of graveyard nuking spell that is in all people's sideboards. I'm really excited to see Sphinx Tutelage take a win here. It was pretty great. We had a pretty interesting top 8, which was on the commentary, so I could link you that, and also link you all the deck lists from this tournament in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.